The history of disc golf may be traced back to the time of the caveman, where they were looking for ways to throw varying objects at targets. Crude weapons like flat rocks and smooth stones for skipping were utilized. In the early steel age, people tried scaling, which is to throw a thin, flat object through the air. They used things like trash can lids, film canister lids, and flying toy saucers as their frisbees. But that all changed in 1964 when Ed Hedrick, also known as Steady Ed, developed the first frisbee for a company called Wham-O. He holds the patent even upon his death in August of 2002. Ed also formed the International Frisbee Association, which by 1974 had over 112,000 members, men and women alike. Then in 1975, Steady Ed developed the first disc pole hole, the Mach 1, which was made from galvanized metal rods and chains set on a pole. More things happened in 1975 that changed the course of disc history. The first course was built in Oak Grove Park in Pasadena, California. He then formed the Professional Disc Golf Association, also known as the PDGA, which he turned over to the players in 1983. In the late 70s, the sport was relatively obscure, but quickly spread throughout the county. At present, there are around 1,000 courses, and more are rapidly popping up. Ed Hedrick has developed 200 of those courses. At over 20,000 members, the PDGA is growing as quickly as the courses are. Since the first disc was developed, disc golf has grown by leaps and bounds. In 2003, there were 500 tournaments, 442 of them being pro, with over $1 million in tournament money. Disc sports have become popular amongst men and women alike. The Frisbee has spurned many different types of disc sports, like ultimate, disc golf, and the very first organized disc sport, freestyle. At the same time that Steady Ed was working on the disc golf disc, a new sport called Ultimate Frisbee was rapidly emerging.
There are many theories on how it all got started, but legend has it that the origin of all disc sports evolved from, of all places, in colleges like Dartmouth and Yale in the 1950s, where students used cookie and coffee can lids for skill shot challenges amongst each other. There's no disputing the fact that the evolution of modern disc sports took a giant leap forward in 1958 due to the efforts of a little-known toy company named Wham-O in the form of the Frisbee. From there, stemming from an annual family Frisbee competition in a ball field near Eagle Harbor, Michigan, came what would be known as the International Frisbee Tournament. The excitement that was generated from that event may well have started the modern age of disc sports. The 70s was a golden age for disc sports, with names like Irv Kalb, Dave Myers, Dan the Stork Roddick, Bruce Koger, and of course Jim Kenner and Ken Westerfield, bringing freestyle to the world stage. The 80s and 90s brought out legends like Dave Murphy and Dave Spike Lewis, who continued to bring the sport to even higher levels of public awareness. Even today, a new guard is paving the way to emerge to take the magically creative sport that combines choreographed movements, physical ability, and artistry to the new millennium. The Freestyle Players Association was formed in 1978 as a not-for-profit organization, specifically to oversee the competitive aspects of freestyle disc and provide educational outreach programs, which help facilitate and support the sport. All disc sports were evolving about the same time in the late 60s, early 70s, with Ultimate being no exception. Interscholastic competition began in the early 70s, with national events beginning in 1977. The first national champions were crowned in 1979, which was eventually the birth of the World Championships in 1983. The sport has come a long way, with over 100,000 members, both men and women, in over 42 countries. Ultimate is played as a co-ed sport with both junior and master divisions, truly making this a sport for everyone. Ultimate is governed by a simple philosophy, spirit of the game, a tradition of sportsmanship that places the responsibility for fair play in the hands of the players instead of referees.